Welcome back to the Building Wealth podcast and episode 10 in our playlist, The Psychology of Money. In the last episode, we explored how social media influences your financial decisions, from creating feelings of inadequacy to encouraging impulsive spending. Today, we're tackling something just as personal but even more difficult to address: why we avoid talking about money. Think about it. Money is one of the most taboo subjects in our lives. People will share personal details about their health, relationships, or careers before they talk about their salary, savings, or debt. But avoiding conversations about money doesn't make the challenges go away. In fact, it can make them worse, especially in relationships. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why talking about money is so difficult, how this avoidance can hold you back, and practical steps to have healthier, more open financial conversations, both with yourself and with others. Let's dive in. Why is money such a hard topic to discuss? One major reason is cultural conditioning. In many cultures, money is tied to deeply ingrained beliefs about status, success, and self-worth. Talking about it openly can feel like exposing your vulnerabilities or, worse, inviting judgment. For example, if you admit you're struggling financially, you might fear being seen as irresponsible. On the other hand, if you share your financial success, you might worry about being perceived as boastful or unrelatable. Then there's the emotional baggage. Money is rarely just about numbers. It's tied to feelings of fear, shame, guilt, or even pride. These emotions often stem from early experiences. For instance, if you grew up in a household where money was a source of conflict, you might associate financial discussions with stress and avoid them altogether. Or if you were taught that money isn't polite to talk about, you might feel uncomfortable bringing it up, even when it's necessary. Another layer to this is comparison. We live in a society where people often measure their worth by their wealth. Talking about money forces us to confront how we perceive ourselves relative to others. Am I earning enough? Saving enough? Investing enough? These questions can trigger insecurities, making it easier to stay silent than face them head on. Avoiding conversations about money doesn't just impact your personal growth, it can also create serious challenges in relationships. Money is one of the top causes of conflict in romantic partnerships, friendships, and even family dynamics. When financial expectations or struggles aren't communicated, they lead to misunderstandings and resentment. For example, in romantic relationships, avoiding money conversations can create a lack of alignment on important goals like saving for a home, paying off debt, or planning for retirement. You might assume your partner has similar priorities, but without clear communication, you could be working toward entirely different futures. The same goes for friendships. If your social circle often engages in expensive activities and you don't speak up about your financial limits, you might feel pressure to overspend, leading to both financial strain and emotional stress. But here's the thing: avoiding these conversations doesn't protect you, it isolates you. It keeps you stuck in fear or shame instead of opening the door to understanding, collaboration, and solutions. So, how do you start having healthier, more open conversations about money? The first step is to examine your own relationship with it. Ask yourself, what beliefs about money did I inherit from my upbringing or culture? How do those beliefs shape my current financial behavior? This kind of self reflection is crucial because it helps you separate your past experiences from your present reality. Next, practice vulnerability. When it comes to money, many of us want to appear like we have it all together, even when we don't. But vulnerability is the key to meaningful conversations. For example, instead of saying, "I'm bad with money," try, "I've been working on improving my financial habits, but I still have challenges." This approach invites dialogue and support rather than judgment. It's also important to approach these conversations with curiosity rather than defensiveness. When discussing money with others, whether it's a partner, friend, or family member, focus on understanding their perspective, not just sharing your own. Ask open-ended questions like, "What's your biggest financial priority right now?" Or, "How do you feel about our current approach to saving or spending?" These questions create a safe space for honest dialogue. If you're navigating money conversations in a relationship, here's a strategy that works well. Treat it like teamwork. Instead of framing the discussion as your finances versus mine, focus on shared goals. For instance, say, I'd love for us to work together on building a plan for our future. What are some things that feel most important to you? This shifts the tone from conflict to collaboration and helps you align your priorities. Another helpful approach is to schedule regular financial check ins. This doesn't have to be formal, just a dedicated time to talk about budgets, goals, or any concerns. Regular check ins help normalize the topic of money and prevent small issues from turning into big problems. Finally, remember that not every money conversation will be easy, and that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every time you open up, you're building a foundation of trust, understanding, and alignment that will serve you well in the long run. The bottom line is this: talking about money is one of the most powerful things you can do for your personal and financial growth. It's not always comfortable, but it's necessary. By facing these conversations head on with yourself and with others, you'll build stronger relationships, make more informed decisions, and create a financial life that reflects your values. In the next episode, we'll explore a deeply personal topic: how past experiences with money, frugality, and fear can make investing feel scary. Why does the idea of putting your money at risk trigger anxiety for so many of us? And how can you move past those fears to build a wealthier future? It's going to be an eye-opening discussion, so don't miss it. If you found today's episode helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could benefit. Let's keep building wealth together, one honest conversation at a time. See you next time.